Just gathering content for a little story I'm working on.
Okay. Is that for like school or something?
I have a blog and such.
Okay. Do you have ID on you?
I prefer not to identify.
Okay, I'd like to see it. You're required by law to give me your ID.
Actually, unless I've been suspected of committing a crime, I'm not required to.
You're filming a government building.
From a public sidewalk.
Right. That's
which is
fine.
perfectly legal.
Right. I have the right to detain you, okay? And you're required to identify yourself.
Well,
you're not being charged with anything.
I understand that. I understand that, officer, but I do understand California law. Unless you have reasonable suspicion that I've actually committed a crime.
Okay.
Filming a government building from a public sidewalk, which is protected by the First Amendment, is not a crime.
No, but I have the right to detain you to figure out what's going on, okay?
Okay.
You're out here dressed in all BDUs, you got a video camera, 2 video cameras, okay?
Okay.
Juvenile hall is concerned, okay? If no crime is committed, then no big deal, okay? But I do have the right to identify you. You are required to give me your ID.
No, I'm not. Unless you have reasonable suspicion that I've actually committed a crime, I'm not required to identify myself.
Yes.
No, I'm
You're
not.
being detained.
Okay, officer, what am I being detained for?
For suspicion of why you're dressed and acting all weird in front of juvenile hall.
Well, suspicion is not a crime.
Right, it's not probable cause. It's reasonable suspicion to detain you to investigate what's going on.
Okay, and I just told you what's going on.
How you doing, dude?
Hi, how are you doing, sir?
Good. What's going on today?
Just gathering content for a little story.
For what?
Just gathering content, like B-roll, for a little story I'm doing.
Cool. What's the story on?
It's just for a blog I write.
What's the blog about?
I'd rather not say it this time, because it's not published yet, so, just getting some B-roll.
Whatever.
Okay.
Hey, but you understand why we came out here?
I understand.
Okay. So you think it's a little weird that you're out here filming juvenile hall?
Okay. Well, I've been on the public sidewalk the whole time.
Oh, that's
I
fine.
haven't gone
Not
on
saying-
any
not saying
restricted
anything
areas.
wrong with that,
Okay.
but we just want to make sure that you're not coming out here trying to snoop around and do something, because people tend to do reconnaissance, you know?
Yeah. So just to clarify, I am being legally detained. I'm not free to leave.
As far as I know, you haven't done anything criminal. We just asked who you were.
Okay.
That's
Well, the other officer here said that I was being detained. So.
I think it's suspicious that you're out here filming a juvenile hall.
Okay.
Yeah, I was detaining you to find out who you are. I'm not accusing you of any crime or anything. I'm just trying to figure out why you're out here.
Okay. And like I said, I understand that. You got a call for service. You have to come out and investigate. I explained to you what I was doing. But, and you've even admitted that I'm not doing anything wrong. There's no crime being committed. Then I really don't understand why I'm being detained then.
So let's be honest. Is there ever a time where the police can stop you based off them receiving a phone call? The answer is yes. For example, let's say a little old lady called the police and stated, "That guy, specifically you, stole my purse." At that point, there's reasonable articulable suspicion because a victim is specifically identifying you as the suspect. Now let's say the same old lady calls the police and states, "Hey, I saw that guy assassinate President Kennedy." At this point, that's not reasonable. And that's what this particular case law that we're about to read is based on. Let's check this out. Alabama v. White. An anonymous tipster's information is completely lacking in reliability when taken by itself. Further police investigation that corroborates the tipster's information, however, can develop sufficient information to justify at least an investigatory stop. So the court held that a caller cannot just simply call the police and say, "Hey, this guy did this wrong or she did that wrong." There must be some type of facts that a crime was or is about to be committed. But the courts did rule that police can probe a little bit more if they can find sufficient information to justify a detainment. Well, here's the problem with this stop. We heard the officer say several times, "I'm not saying you committed a crime. I don't believe you committed a crime." At this point, then why is he detained? There is no sufficient information to justify